Hello everyone, so thank you for returning again to watch this week's video. As you can see by the title below, and as you can see by where I am, it's a sit down video. Hey, turn up. It's gonna be a story time about how I was low-key, high-key homeless. It was my first few days here in Spain, and this happened when I first got here. So it was my first few days in Spain. I think the second day I was here, I ended up going out and meeting a few people who were in the program. And while I was there, I ended up, meeting two people who I ended up wanting to live with. So like we were talking, and we'll call them J and we'll call them K. JK because they were a joke, jokesters for what they did, but I digress. You got J and you got K, and then you have me. So we were all supposed to live together. That night, we went out, we were hanging out and stuff like that. We're all talking about, we're looking for a place to stay. And we're like, oh, would you be down to be roommates? And I'm like, I would, we would too. And since, instead of it being like each of us on our own, since we're a group, we can put our heads together and it would actually be easier for us to find a place for us to live. So it's like, okay, cool. So we ended up making a group chat, I'm pretty sure over Facebook, because none of us had European numbers yet. So it was easier for us just to make one on Facebook and then just talk through there. So for the next couple of days, we were sending, emails to each other over Facebook, and links. I found this apartment, I found this apartment. What do you think about this one? Do you like this one? How's the location? We ended up going to see an apartment, but we didn't like it. Well, I was ready to move. I was like, oh, let's do it, because I was so eager to move in and have a place to stay, even though I hated I didn't like the apartment. Compared to what I live in now, it's horrible. But I guess since I was so eager to move in, I was like, oh, let's do it. But then looking back on it, I didn't like the apartment. I honestly hated it, but I just wanted somewhere to live because I was tired of being in my Airbnb. It was 20 euros a night. I was there for 2 weeks. So the amount of money I spent at an Airbnb, I could have paid rent here. So I was like, I'm ready to get out of there, So we didn't like it. So we ended up not, going with that place. So, we went to lunch after that, we were talking. So over the next couple of days, we were emailing each other, links. I found this, I found that. But then I kind of started to notice that whenever I would post about something in the group, either one person would only read it or no one would read it, but neither J or K would really ever respond, or it would be oh, okay, let's see how it goes. Nothing okay, cool, or trying to be helpful. So it was kind of weird. That's where things started to get kind of spooky, and I realized that something was going on because they kind of stopped replying to me, and I was like, okay, so you're just gonna fall back and not, all right, cool. So by that point, I had ended up talking to one of the people I'm living with now, because I was like, well, if they're not gonna reply to my messages, I can't sit around and wait for them. So I started to talk to someone else. So fast forward, now it's been about a week and a half. J and K have completely fall back. They're not really looking at my messages anymore. They aren't replying. So by this point, I'm talking to my current roommate now. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's move in together, cool. So at this point, I'm like, you know what, J and K, you guys are jokesters. You can have it, you can keep it. That's all on you. It's cool. I go on Facebook, and here's where it gets real spooky. I mean, real spooky, really spooky, really spooky. I go on Facebook and I see that Jay posted something on Facebook. So there's a group that all the people in the program are in. Jay posted in that Facebook group, hi, me and my two other roommates. Hold on right there. Two other roommates? Huh. So it was me, it was J, and it was K, right? J and K took me out and replaced me with someone else, but never told me. So that was number one. Oh, me and my 2 other roommates found an apartment. Oh, so you went, found another roommate, didn't tell me, and then found an apartment and didn't tell me. So you just kind of left me high and dry. Here's where it gets really funny. So me and my 2 other roommates, we found an apartment, but there was another one that we looked at that is still open for rent. It's a 3-bedroom. So if anyone still needs a place to stay, message me, and we'll like try to help you work everything out. So at this point, I still have no place to stay. But to be completely honest with you, I just wanted to be petty and to get more information. It is what it is. So I hit them up. I was like, oh, I'm still looking for a place to stay. Jay and Kay are like, oh yeah, like here's an apartment, blah, blah, blah. This is how much the rent is. This is how much you have to pay up front, blah, blah, blah. But can we ask a favor? And I'm just sitting there like, what? Basically the favor was they had to wait a week to move into their apartment. But the apartment that they posted on Facebook was available to be moved into immediately. So they were hoping that since they put the apartment up on Facebook for people to rent, that whoever rented the apartment would allow the 3 of them to stay with them for a week before they were able to move in. A few days or a week or something like that. And so, what? So you mean to tell me that, and mind you, I'm the person who is reaching out to them about renting the apartment. So at this point, I'm the one who is potentially going to live in the apartment, right? So you mean to tell me that you left me high and dry?
Yep.
You didn't give me any notice about it.
Yep.
You left me homeless because you went and found another roommate and found an apartment and left me with nothing. So I have no place to live.
Yep.
But then you want me to allow you to move into my apartment and do you a favor?
Oh, hell no.
When you're the one who did me dirty? I was baffled. Baffled. Oh my God, like, this can't be real. Like, this could not be real. If you don't want to live with me, like, okay, cool. If you change your mind, okay, cool. But it's not like, I don't know, it's like we're carpooling to the beach or something and you decide you want to drive your car instead of riding the car with me, but you know what I mean? You don't tell me. No, because like we all legit are homeless right now. Like we all do not have a place to stay. We're all staying either in Airbnb or hostels. And so by you not even letting me know that you had already found another apartment and you weren't even gonna tell me. So you were just gonna literally leave me just homeless like that. Like, that's so crazy to me. Like, that's so like dirty. Like, who does stuff like that? Like, who raised you? Like, really, who raised you? That made me so... The reason why I'm telling it now is because number 1, I had to calm down. Also, number 2, like, I wanted to make sure like I was in my place and had my stuff together before I got on camera and decided to let someone have it. Like, why would you just... But looking back on it, I am so happy that it happened the way it did, because now I'm living with 2 people who are awesome. Like, my roommates are super cool, they're super chill. On top of that, my rent is cheaper than what it would have been at the place that we saw, and the place I'm in now is way nicer than the place that we saw together. So in the end, God know what he be doing. Won't he do it? You know what? Let me take you out of church real quick. Let me take you out of church. The Bible says that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. And that weapon didn't work. Well, I don't know if the Bible's... I don't know if does the Bible... Hold on. I know who knows. Hey, Mom. I have a question. Does the Bible say that no weapon formed against me shall prosper? Or is that just like made up for a song?
No, it's in the Bible.
It is? Are you sure? Goop. Ooh, don't be rude. Yes, Isaiah 54:17. Okay, so yes, the Bible says no weapon formed against me shall prosper. At the end of the day, they tried to do me dirty. They didn't succeed. I ended up with 2 way better roommates who are super chill, super awesome. Is that you? Ah! So, I mean, back then you didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me. Well, it really doesn't make sense because no one's really on me. The universe and the Lord. They all work in mysterious ways. I may not have saw what was happening in front of my face. Once I'm looking back on it, where I am now, I now realize that it was all for the best. It won't he do it? And I'm happy that what happened happened, because then I wouldn't have found my roommates now. But in that moment, you better believe. You better bet your bottom dollar, every dollar, coin, cent you had in your wallet, that I was mad. I wasn't mad, I was irate. I was breathing fire. I had smoke coming out of my ears. I was so mad. I'm a good person. Why would you do me like that? Why would you do me like that? But it was funny to me because it's like, oh, you did me dirty, but now you want a favor from me? You ain't getting one from me. You thought. I was homeless and I had roommates, and then they also left me homeless. But yeah, that's my story. So I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you again for tuning in to this week's video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you all next week. Bye.